Used A-liner just came in here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan, and these things are extremely rare. You know, we sell a great deal of these A-frame pop-ups in our Rockwood and Jayco families, but a used A-liner is definitely a hard thing to come across. They're all really cool for different reasons. Just like all your different travel trailers and fifth wheels are great for different reasons, your A-frame campers are different. That's kind of what I want to focus on here, is how these are different from our Jaycos and our Rockwoods that are so popular. You're going to see a lot of similarities, like obviously going down the road it folds down. It's very small and lightweight and it's easy to tow. I like the little things here, like they're sealing the baggage doors so that water can't get in those doors and spring that hinge. You notice how you don't hear this thing squeaking and creaking? This is a 2011 model, I think, if I read the model number right. So, you know, if water did get in there, it would really do a number on that hinge, but you don't hear it. You'll see storage under both sides of your front dinette, which is nice. You know, any storage you can get in any Popup camper is always great. Now, this particular model does have a cassette bathroom option. What that means is you have a little holding tank in here for your toilet that you can pull out and take to the dump station. You don't necessarily need to get one of the big blue totes. Aluminum wheel obviously looks good. It's not going to rust and pit over time. The A-liner name obviously is something people are most familiar with in A-frame campers. You know, I believe it is the original. If not, it's definitely the one that was originally the most mainstream of this type of trailer. You do have a 20-pound, a pair of 20-pound propane tanks instead of a single 20-pound, which is a difference in this compared to most pop-up campers. So that is something a little more in common with the travel trailer. And it does look like there is an automatic changeover regulator right there. Now, back here on this side, we're pretty close to this other trailer, so pardon me, but right here you'll notice you do have an outside shower that does connect to your water heater, so you can hose things down at your campsite. This right here, it is tucked away for, you know, storage right here, but this is your air conditioner. This is a nice cover to keep it from getting damaged, and it looks a lot like one you'd put in your window at home, because it basically is one you'd put in your window at home. It works very well, and in this little camper, that is going to do a fantastic job. You do have a water heater on this, which is another area where this does differ from quite a few pop-ups. Another thing I like that I saw is this does have 4 stabilizer jacks, not just the 2 rear, but 2 front and 2 rear. Spare tire here looks to be basically brand new. I don't see where it's ever touched the ground. You can actually still see the little nubs on the tire there if you look pretty close. I did spot this that I thought was pretty cool. They do have a little 2-inch receiver on the back, and it has been welded and reinforced directly to the frame. So that would make it very good for things like a bike rack and whatnot. It'd be a very good RV accessory rack, though obviously you would need to move the spare tire if you're going to do something like that. Exterior, I mean, both inside and outside, it could use a quick cleaning, but that's about it. And everyone always wants to know, well, what's the story behind this one? Why are they getting rid of it? Why did they get rid of it? Long story short, I believe the folks that had it previously were the second owners, and this is their first camping adventure. And he was one of the rare few who just said, I just don't think this is for me. So he didn't have it for very long. It was locally owned, traded, maintained right here at Haylett's. We're very familiar with this camper because we've done a little work on it, mostly small stuff in the past. Overall, you know, it's a nice camper that we're familiar with, and they have good confidence in selling. Now, one of the things I really do like back here is this does have a full-size queen bed. And that is something that is unusual in these A-frames. You usually have, they'll have a little, like, thinner mattress, not like in terms of thickness, but in terms of length. So this is a bigger queen like you'd find in a normal travel trailer. Both the front and rear do have these big skylights. So not only is that letting in a lot of light, but you don't realize how deep these things are. If I put my hand in here, you see there's actually a good 6 inches of depth in there. So if you wake up at night and you sit up suddenly, you're not going to smack your head. The other thing I really like here is if you're laying down, you look up, you're going to be looking right at the stars. But as it stands, that skylight needs to be clean, so you're just kind of looking at some road grime. But you get the point. Ugh. Lots of windows in these things, too. You see that this whole wall is nothing but windows. And you have these on both sides of the camper, so you get some good viewing. The big windows here, they do open for ventilation, and what's nice is you have not 1 but 2 roof vents. This one here obviously having the full-size roof vent fan on it, so you can get some very nice airflow. What's nice, and this one obviously is just a vent, but what's nice is this is 12 volt operated. whereas your air conditioner is going to be functional only on 110 park power. So whether you're dry camping or not, you always have a good way to keep it cool in here. This little envelope, by the way, is owner's manuals, and I love seeing owner's manuals because it's a very good indicator that whoever owned this previously took care of it. Now, you'll notice things like they do have a good number of power outlets scattered around here. Definitely plenty enough for a small camper like this. You see little things like a microwave, a propane furnace, stuff that you normally find in a travel trailer, not always in a pop-up. Definitely has a bigger fridge than a pop-up. That's a 3 cubic foot refrigerator as opposed to a 2 cubic foot you normally find in pop-up campers. Now, both your stovetop and your sink do have these really nice countertop flush glass top covers. And not only do they look cool, but they give you so much more usable countertop space. And this doubles as sort of like a grease shield while you're cooking, so you don't have to splatter grease against your window. And again, all this countertop space in a pop-up, something you normally don't get. Your front dinette here is actually deceptively big. You can fit 2 people on there, again, because that skylight does let a grown person, like myself, even a tall guy, sit right against that wall and have plenty of room. And this does have the table's freestanding, so if you want to take it outside, do so. But 2, the table's really wide, you see. So you're not going to be, your plates aren't going to bump against the plates of the person sitting next to you. This is pretty cool over here. This one does, I mentioned, have the bathroom feature. If you're not using it, this folds down, just creates extra countertop space. But if you do need it, the stool spins, by the way. I had someone look at one of these once and goes, well, where am I supposed to put my legs? You don't. The thing turns. Now, generally, someone's like, well, when are you going to use that? You don't have a lot of privacy. You definitely don't. You got to remember, you're camping. This is something made for, it's raining. You wake up in the middle of the night. You don't want to get pelted by the rain to go to the bathhouse at the campground. That's what this is for. But, it does give you that option. And you do have some good storage under here. So you can see that there's still some things left in here, some little storage organizers, but you have a good amount of storage space in here. So all in all, it looks to be a pretty nice camper. These used A-liners are definitely not very common, so give us a call, 800-256-5196. Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Thank you. Take care. Stay safe. Happy camping.